Hollering at the
shorties.
We got the shorties. Holla, holla. You know how we do this? Once a month we shout out, a short. I'm Jay Gregg. I'm a screenwriting professor, and I'm all about story structure and character development.
And I'm the actor. I'm your boy Essex O'Brien. I'm all about what hits, what misses, and what should have been on the cutting room floor.
Man, we got a good one today. This brother is and he's out of where we're based right now, Orlando.
Yeah.
He's from Orlando, made it out of Orlando, and he's doing big things now. And let's run that trailer real quick before we even tell them what it is. Let's run the trailer and let them see this. Bam!
This is where we now find Wheeler. The path he chose was not just for himself, but for a whole universe still being written.
This town is mine. And that means everything in this town is mine.
Strange it was that as Wheeler prepared for his end, our universe was just getting started.
Check that out. That's the type of talent that we dealing with here.
Blows your mind, don't it?
Yeah, this blows your mind.
Yeah.
I'm a big sci-fi nerd. Not only am I a big sci-fi nerd, but I'm a Quentin Tarantino nerd, and I'm also a Coen Brothers nerd. And looking at this is got the fingerprints and DNA of the Coen Brothers and Pulp Fiction all over it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's really a genre bending type of thing because you got the sci-fi, then you also got a Western. You know what I'm saying? It's hitting on all cylinders. Yeah, man. So Roy Williams Jr., let me tell y'all a little bit about this brother. First of all, you probably have seen him on The Pitt, one of the biggest shows on HBO Max right now. He's also was on The Rookie. He's been on Blackish, which is on Hulu, Criminal Minds, Evolution, and City Hearts teaching. He's a City Hearts teaching artist for the past 3 years, working with a nonprofit that brings art education to underserved youth across Los Angeles. Brother's giving back and all of that.
That's dope.
And the trailer we just showed you is one of the hottest shorts that's going right now. It's called The Lord of All Future Space and Time. It's been selected by Tribeca, Holy Shorts, Film Quest, LA Shorts, Michaud. Michaud was big. I don't know if you saw that. We got to get out to that. Yeah. Smart Castle, Chattanooga, Underground, Atlanta Sci-Fi, Autumn Dawn, Pittsburgh Moving Picture Festival, and won Best Sci-Fi Film. It's also won Outstanding Sci-Fi at the Michaud Film, Best Short and NUFF Film Festival, and is currently nominated for 8 awards in Film Quest. So when we tell you we be bringing you the hotness, we be bringing you the hotness, and we bringing them in right now. Welcome, please, Mr. Roy Williams Jr.
Welcome, brother.
Those some crits.
Man, y'all was just killing it, boy.
Film was doing some work. Y'all like hollering at their shorty.
That's what we do. That's what we do. The
What's
shorties.
Up, man?
It's all about the shorties tonight. Yeah, what's up is you, bro. I mean, this short that we watched, I'll be honest with you, I watched it like 3 times, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to make sure there was nothing that I was missing. So, let's hit the folks with the log line real quick.
Yeah.
It's a grief-stricken cowboy is saved by a duffel bag from the future. The rest is history. Like that's all we need to know. And then we get into it, and it's just, man, I'm telling you, I said this in the intro, it has the DNA of Tarantino and the Coen brothers. I loved it, bro. I loved it.
Yeah, you do. Yo, first, thank you both for inviting me on. This project was one of those projects. First, man, kudos to Chris Paul Russell, the writer-director of this short, because it takes, in my personal opinion, it takes like a creative genius to come up with a concept like this. And it takes an unwavering belief of whatever your artistry to believe that you can actually make this and make it into a short and make it seem as
Yeah.
big and compact and intentional as it was. And the intent was to shock people and be like, look, boom, hit you upside the head with it. You know what I mean? How do you like it? Funny thing is, like, when I first got the script to read for it, I was like, I wasn't too familiar. I'm gonna call him CPR. It's Chris Paul Russell, but I'm gonna call him CPR just so you know.
All right.
So he hit me up and he was like, well, it was actually Carl Stelter, the producer. It's like, yo, read this. And I read it and I'm like, was like, this ain't, it's like, what this gonna be? How do
So
y'all plan on making something like this? It's like,
Right. That's
this
what
is
I
short
wanted
film.
to.
I'm
And
just
yeah.
we'll
like,
get into this
what?
later, but that's what I really wanted to drill in on with you,
Yeah,
man.
man.
The
I'm like,
scale of this
yo,
thing is
I'm
crazy.
just like, yo, what? I'm thinking like, how in the hell are y'all gonna make this? This don't.
Yeah.
It's like, but they convinced me that hey, it's gonna be made, and I'm thinking like, well, if it's gonna be made, and you have faith that it's gonna be made, then I'm on it. It's like there ain't no
Yeah.
way. It was a different type of project. I've never done, a Western sci-fi. I never even played a cowboy before this time. And so strangely enough, like as soon as this came out, I was just getting cowboy audition reads. I'm just like, what is this?
That's what I'm saying.
Martian,
Black cowboys are
like
in right
Batman.
now, man.
They
You
really
got to
making
see
a
it to
cowboy.
believe it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
And you know what? I actually had a chance to read the script. I didn't realize that what you call him CPR.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, CPR. I didn't realize he had the script out there on the website, man. And I'm reading it. And I'm like,
yeah,
and it didn't specify that the cowboy was black.
yeah. Oh. Mm-mm.
So I'm looking at it like, okay, they chose this brother off of his merits
Mm-hmm.
and decided that they wanted to cast a black cowboy. Like, how did he make that decision? Like talk to
Yeah.
us about that.
I'm glad you asked that because I was asked that in another interview. So CPR was on a set that I worked on before on a film called Think Lovely Thoughts. It was like a mental health film, right? So it was deep, it was very heavy. A lot of, it was just a heavy film and I was a lead in that.
Mental health,
And
right? It dealt with
yeah,
mental health,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I remember
I
that.
didn't know who he was at that point. He was just on set, just he was just helping out. I think he was doing like some PA work. He was just being a helping hand. You never know. Here's the thing: you never
You
know who's
never know.
watching, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
never know.
yeah,
And you never know. But me, I'm just doing my thing, and I'm always, just even to the cast and to the crew, and it's like I'm just being myself. I'm a nice person. Honestly, I'm a good dude. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But he saw the work that I was doing in that film and he appreciated it. And he thought that, hey, you know what? I think that Roy might be a good fit for this film. So he reached out to the producer of that film, um, and the director of that film. Well, Stephen Snavely was the director, and I believe Carl was a producer who was actually a producer on the Lord of Our Future Space and Time as well. Of that film, and they were like, and he pretty much said, I got this idea for this Western sci-fi, and he thought that I would be a good candidate for Dyson Wheeler. Um, and the rest was history. Obviously, I read for the role. I ended up booking it, and here we are. I don't know what, like 11, 12 film festivals now, and we got some more coming up. We got
good.
nothing at the end of the year, but we got some stuff to talk about at the beginning of the year. So, and hopefully that's why that's pretty much where I'm gonna be out, and I'm not gonna get too into detail, but that's why I'm gonna be out there in Florida in January for sure. So,
Okay.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but yeah, he saw the work, and me and Chris, me and we're tight now, so we talk, all the time through text, and to me, I just think he's just such a talented individual. It's just rare that you come
Yes,
across and you work with actors or directors in his case that that I believe in. I really think I knew coming out of this project that something special was going to be on the horizon for him. And
yeah.
I think he had, obviously, I mean, you've seen the short film. You can look at the trailer and be like, yo, who did, this person has a bright future, whatever. This dude's
Bro,
he's gonna be doing some stuff, and he will be doing some stuff. So I mean,
bro,
that's
that
how that came about. He saw the work, and we linked up, and and hopefully this just won't be the last time that we work together. I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah, man. Listen, this what jumps out at me, and you shared it with me a while ago. I've known Roy for a while. We in a group chat together, and you shared it with us. You kind of gave us the scoop early on, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is going to change his career. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because of the
Yeah.
scale of it. It looks like a Hollywood blockbuster.
Mhm.
So, like, tell me behind the scenes. You mentioned it early. You was like, how the hell are y'all going to shoot this? Because for the most part, we always and we've shot shorts. Everybody here has shot a short or a proof of concept, and you always wonder where you're getting the money, how you're going to make it look the way that you want it to look. Talk to us a little bit about that process behind the scenes and the scale of this thing. I mean, y'all was out there in the desert.
Mhm.
Y'all had the whole Western,
Yeah.
was it? I don't even know if it's a studio, but it looked like it might have been a studio.
Yeah. It
How
was.
did
It was
we
a.
make? How did y'all make this?
It was a. It was like a lot that they had rented in like Santa Clara. I want to say it was Santa Clarita, right? And it was like a whole
Oh,
Western. It was
really?
like a Western lot that they, in a lot of films, and they go out there and they shoot. So they ended up renting out the entire thing, and
Okay.
we shot. I think at that location for, I want to say a couple of days, 1 or 2 days. Well, everything just kind of happened, just like we shot at that location. Then we went out to the desert in Lancaster, and
Okay.
that was like crazy too. Then we shot out there for I think another 2 to 3 days. And my days could be a little off, but we shot out there, and it was hot. I mean, we out in the desert for like 4 days. It was
Yeah,
it
it
was
looked like with all that
it was
gear y'all
hot.
had
When
on.
I say it was hot, it was over 100 degrees like every day. Like
Yeah.
it's like 98 plus every day. But you know what? What I appreciated about that set is that y us being there is like it seems such like a family vibe. It's like you wouldn't even known that it was like 101 degrees. I mean, it just felt like, we were working, but it didn't feel like work. Everybody was out there, everybody was just doing work, everybody was having fun. There was like, you know, eh, it's just rare that you just come across sets like that, man.
Yeah.
Essex, you've been on a lot of
Yeah.
sets yourself where,
Yeah.
sometimes it does feel like work. And it's like, oh, let me just say my lines, clock in, clock out, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be about my way. But man, this really just felt just like a family vibe. And this crew, the cast, Carl Stelter, the producer, he put together an incredible team. Incredible team. I do want to give a shout out to Joe Simon, the DP on the project.
Yeah.
His work is absolutely amazing, and you can see, and he shoots stuff, and he has to where it's just it just looks so cinematically just amazing, just he has an incredible eye.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
the
just one of those
editor. And the editor.
and the editor. Dude, the
Yeah.
editor, like
The
everything with
special
the
effects.
editor,
special
right?
effects.
The
Yes.
special effects, all of that.
There was
Even
nothing independent looking about this film.
the soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack's getting recognized by Hollywood media. We just got nominated for like the best narrative short or something. I was like, score. I'm like, dude, this is. I'm. It's just one of those things where everything just kind of just just fell into place for this film in particular, and um the score. The gentleman who does the score, he's actually from Orlando. He went to UCF. There is like a Orlando
Wow.
mix.
Yeah, okay.
Paul,
Okay.
the gentleman, I don't know Essex if you know Paul Major, but
Yeah. Yeah.
he's from Orlando. There's like a Orlando
Yeah.
vibe in here. You know what I mean? There's some
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah. So
And he's out there in LA too.
yeah, man, yeah,
That's
Paul
dope.
Major. I'm gonna tell you something about
But we
Paul.
got to pack up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We got to pack up.
If
yeah,
anything, for the sun.
yeah. Paul, I met Paul, and he's from Orlando, but I didn't meet him until he until I got here in LA. But I met him in acting class here at Dennis Neal's acting class, and I'm gonna
Shout
tell
out to
you,
Dennis Neal,
shout
the
out to Dennis,
OG,
man,
motherfucking
OG,
Yoda,
that's my guy, that's my guy.
bro.
Um,
That's the
Dennis
man.
Neal, a little thing about Dennis, man. Dennis is one of the best acting coaches in the game, and he
Best
will not
people.
tell and he will not tell anyone that. That's just he's one of those people who's just like he just doesn't, and he's just. But
Yeah.
he
Very
coaches some
humble.
he coaches some of the best. But Paul, I watched Paul work in acting class. That dude got chops. And I tell people all the time, I was like, this dude is one of my favorite actors. And I tell him all the time. And I don't think he never believes me when I say that, but I mean it. I was like, bro, watching Paul work and his depth and the things that he's able to do, and I'm just like, man, I just remember watching him in class. I'm like, man, I want to kind of be like that. You know what I mean? Just like everything was just good about that. But shout out to Dumb Nate and man, Paul Major. But for this film, everything just came together, man. It was just a gift, and we had to wait for it though. We made this in 2022.
I
That's
gotta
how
tell
long
you,
it's been.
yeah, and
Wow.
there's something magical about this film, and I
Mhm.
think Essex said it, man. Like your career is definitely going to change, because of this film. I mean, you're already a great actor, but now I think you're going to start getting other roles that are really going to put you on a different level.
Thank you, man. And that's the goal. And I knew there was something while just on set. I knew there was something special about this film. I was like, man, this film is just amazing. I was like, and I almost didn't have the opportunity to do it because we had to shoot during me and my wife's anniversary. And
Oh.
then, yeah, I asked. I asked. I was like, yo, I asked. I was like, can I do this film? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
But
shout out to the wife then.
Yeah,
yeah,
shout out to the wife.
We talked
Yeah,
about it
yeah.
yeah.
before that
Let me
support is so vital
support
in these
support
type of
systems.
industries is vital.
You need to
Yeah.
have it. You need to have it. I obviously wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for her. But yeah, she gave me the green light, and I was like, cool. And then now, I mean, now look at this. I mean, the film is doing well, and it's been making its rounds, and there's been some pretty. I mean, without saying any names, but there's been some people who are higher up who got their hands and their eyes on this. So
Any
yeah.
thoughts about a feature?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is
Yeah.
that the goal? Does he want to expand this to a feature or a series? What is it? The
That's
goal
a
with
good question. I mean, I can't speak for Chris in particular. Of course, coming from me, yeah, I wouldn't mind, seeing this in like, a feature and kind of seeing how the Dyson Wheeler story kind of plays out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things of, if it comes, it comes. If not, I think Chris in particular, he's going to be, the choices that he makes are always going to be the right choices for him and his career. Um, but I wouldn't bet against it, if that makes sense. And I think if the opportunity comes, I'm pretty sure he'd be more than willing to
yeah.
to work on that idea and see where it can take
Adapted
us.
into a feature. Yeah.
Right.
Because if you watching it as a viewer, and I know when we do the shorties, sometimes the film isn't really readily available to others, but to people who have seen it, there's so many different ways the story can go. We got to explore where Dyson Wheeler's going, but
Mm.
also where he's getting these bags. You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah,
whole
like he got the
nother
one bag.
universe. So it's like this
Yeah.
can be a whole universe of storytelling.
Right, right, right. I mean, yeah. There's so many different ways. I almost see it as like a quantum. You remember the show Quantum Leap, and then they
Quantum
did
Leap.
a
Yeah,
remake.
yeah, yeah.
My
Yeah.
favorites. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, man, it could be something like that with the spin of like, this backdrop of, Dyson Wheeler and him being a cowboy and see, you know what I mean? You just never know.
Yeah.
And maybe he's a cowboy. I mean, I don't know, man. There's so many ways that you can kind of spin a story like this just because it is kind of left open for the audience of like, and they're wanting more. And I
Yeah.
get it because I want more. I've seen the things. I've seen the film. I can't tell you how many times, and I'm just like, man, I want more too. It's like I get it. We hear it all the time. It's going to be a feature. Is it going to be a feature? You're going to do a series? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave that up to God, and if it happens, I'm gonna be there,
For sure,
in some capacity, hopefully. So we'll see.
for
Well,
sure.
and like we said, Black Cowboys are definitely in. I mean, I think it got reignited with Django,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we just kept going with Django, and then with Nope.
Mhm.
The harder they
I can't think
fall.
of Jordan Peele.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jordan Peele.
No, and the harder they fall. That
And the harder they fall,
it
yes,
kind of
yes, yes.
reawakened people to understand, like, yes, there were black cowboys. We have
And
been
you
one
know,
of the
Jordan
biggest
Peele
cowboys.
has this.
Cass Reeves, you know what I'm saying? Like, black
Yeah,
people,
that
this is
that
not
show came
something
out.
exclusive to John Wayne and white people.
Mhm.
Right.
And Jordan Peele has that documentary coming out, the that Black Cowboy documentary coming out on I
On
want to say
Peacock.
on Peacock. Yeah, so that's going to be out. I mean, so again, it's like one of those things, like the perfect storm, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
but
man. I love, we're getting into, what they call, like Afrofuturism, like black sci-fi, and
Mhm,
we can exist in that space as well. And I
mhm.
think there's plenty of room. And bruh, again, kudos to you. And I hope you don't take any offense to this, or anything like that. But you could be the next Blair Underwood, man. I mean, you got the look,
Hmm.
you got the swagger, you got all that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I appreciate that. It's funny.
Yeah.
You said
I don't know
you
if you get
said
that
I
comparison a
was
lot.
no, I get. I'm laughing because I do get that comparison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had that a few times. It's like, you know who you remind me of?
yeah.
Yeah.
Blair Underwood. I was like,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that.
You're gonna be
Nah,
snatching
man.
roles from Blair. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll snatch roll. Shout out to Blair, but I'll snatch a roll from you in a heartbeat. Like, you come to the
Yeah.
work, huh? No, I appreciate that, man. I mean, that's the goal. As a, I just, I love the craft. I love acting. I love being on set. I love just the environment, that the community that we have. It's just this. It's just one thing that I feel like I'm built for, and that I'm made for, and that I'm made to do. And I feel like that this is why I'm here. So, just spreading my love and my, in the craft, and spreading it out to people, and for people like you to see the work, and that's the goal. That's the goal.
Were you at Tribeca when it was screened?
I was. It was crazy. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Tell us
Uh,
about that experience.
well, one, the experience for me was crazy because that was my first time in New York ever. All right, so that was
Okay.
my first
Oh wow.
ever. When I
Okay.
say
All
like
right.
ever, I had never been in New York until I went to there, and so that I was
It's a
like
hell of a way to get to New York.
I know. I
The
felt
best
like a
way.
little. I felt
Yeah.
like a little kid. I was just like looking. I just couldn't believe everything that I was witnessing. Right. So the whole experience was a lot. Right. And I loved first of all, I love New York. I love New York City. Um. So just that in itself was amazing. And then a lot of the cast and a lot of the crew had went as well. So having that with with the team coming back to see a world premiere at Tribeca was like crazy. It was amazing. And then we screened like 3 times, and the reception and the feedback was just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you go there, you watch it on the big screen, and you're at Tribeca, right? And it's just like so
Yeah.
surreal. And I remember just sitting in the theater, and it comes up, and I'm getting the chills now, but it's just I got chills, and then my eyes started watering. It's like one of those. I was like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
can't even believe this. It's
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
can't even believe what I am witnessing. I'm watching myself. You know what I mean, on a big screen at Tribeca in front
As the
of
lead.
As
As
the
as the
lead. Right.
lead,
Yes.
it's like, what?
It's an
It's like,
unbelievable
man, this
feeling.
is it's like it's an unbelievable. It's like I can't even explain the feeling. It's just so unbelievable, and
That's why we
to
do
do
what we
that,
do.
yeah, and like I said, we screened 3 times, and every time was just to me was just like a whole brand new experience. And then you got you have the crowd, you have the audience, and they're reacting to the moments that you thought they would react to, and
Mhm.
it's just like, man. And then I'm like sitting there in the dark, and nobody knows it's me, and then lights come on, and they're like, they see that, you know what I mean, you walk out, and they're just like
Yeah.
floored by just the performance and the filming itself. And it's just I think as actors, and I say this often, but sometimes you do kind of want a little bit of validation, right? And it's not like an ego thing. It's like I just want to know that I'm doing right by putting out good work, right? And it's like, all right, and I got
Bro.
that validation in Tribeca because it's like I'm at one of the largest film festivals in the world, and you're seeing so many other amazing films, and these people are coming up to you and saying, "Yo, that might be the best short film I've ever seen." You know?
Yeah.
That
And you
might
know your
be
name is no longer Roy, right? You know it's Wheeler. Like,
yeah, right, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Wheeler, Wheeler.
So yeah, just that whole experience was just super dope, man. Tribeca was like just one of those, it seems like a bucket list thing. And it's like I've always wanted to go there, right? Just to go and just be there.
Yeah.
But to have a film there and the fact that I was a lead in the film and to have some other crew members and you have some of the other actors there as well to have this experience as a whole was just it was amazing. It was all kind of surreal. And
Yeah.
then it was on to like LA Shorts, and then we had our LA premiere at LA Shorts, and LA Shorts is big, and that was another kind of surreal moment because we got some of our home our yeah, our families from the cruise and friends and stuff like that to come and witness us. And we had Michaud, obviously another one that just happened recently, and that
Yeah.
was another big screening, and the feedback was dope. And we ended up winning best sci-fi there at Michaud, and I was nominated for outstanding performance. I didn't win, but
Mhm.
honestly, the category was loaded. When I say it was
Yeah.
loaded, I mean it was from people like you see on like Marvel movies. I'm just like, all right, look, I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful to be like in
Yeah.
the category. I'm looking at everybody else. I'm like, oh my god, that's
Yeah, I
Brandon
saw the I
Parks.
saw the pictures of who was there. So for you to be
Yeah,
out
I'm like,
there
yeah.
rubbing
I'm thinking,
elbows
hey,
with
that's
them and
Randall
being
Park and
nominated,
Yeah.
that's
oh,
major, bro.
and oh boy, so the one who ended up winning for the category was oh boy from a blackish light skin, the son. What's his name? Marcus. I want to say Marcus Scribner or Scribner. I'm not sure how to
Oh,
pronounce it.
really? Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
so he ended up winning. I didn't get a chance to see his film. I'm sure it was dope though. So he ended up winning for the category. But like I said, just to be just to be nominated, in my opinion, and it was like, if these people don't. I mean, I'm grateful that Michaud recognized the performance. It's just one of those because it's such a weird category, right? Because you watch the film, you get a lot of laughs, right?
Hmm.
Because there's laughs, and then there's drama as well. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that drama to kind of grounds the film, and that was the job of the film, right?
Yeah.
That was my job, and so to even be nominated, for outstanding act, it was not nominated for outstanding performance in a short comedy. And I was just like, "Well, shoot, that's dope." They recognize the performance, like, I'm happy with that. He was like, "I don't gotta win." You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
not that important to me. I'm just
Yeah, it's
happy
an
that
honor to be nominated, honestly.
Film Quest came along, like 8 nominations, and Film Quest is huge. And they just wrapped Film Quest. And we got best sci-fi and best screenplay. I mean, it's
Yeah.
winning, and it's gonna keep winning. So yeah.
Well,
So
congratulations, man.
yeah, man.
Thank you.
Congrats for real. So
Thank you.
one of the things we do when we talk about our films, we always talk about what part of the film made
Made
you
us laugh.
holler at the screen. You know what I'm saying? You
Oh,
know how
oh, I
we
can tell you
do
right off the
when we
bat.
in the theater and when we
Yeah.
at home, we see a part and we be like, oh shit, or we be like, no, don't do that, don't do that. So we
Yeah.
always do that and we ask our guests to do it. Even though you was in the film,
Yeah.
when you first saw it, and I know you ain't want to holler out because you was with all the big wigs, but in your mind, you was probably going crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what were some of those moments when you first saw the finished product that you was like, oh,
Oh man. Man, all right. So there's quite a few. All right. So the first one is definitely at the very beginning. It kind of shocks everybody in the whole theater when there's like the bag drops out of nowhere and it's like this loud like boom. You know what I mean? And everybody that kind of like it gets everybody's attention. Everybody's like, whoa, you can hear that reaction, right?
Yeah.
I guess the second part would definitely be when I'm putting the gun together. Um, and then I turn around, and hey, that's Nate from Nate. He was taking a shit. Turn around and
Yeah.
blow up, yo. And that reaction from the audience is always crazy, yo. It's so
yeah,
loud
yeah,
because that's probably the craziest moment in the film. And then
yeah,
obviously when I go back and I just go to town on Betty's Men and Betty. I go back and spin the block.
Oh, we were so happy to see
Bottom,
that.
bottom,
Oh, we were
bottom,
so
hell
happy.
bottom,
yeah,
and they
hell
beat
Oh,
yeah,
him up.
they my girl Rachel Dirty. Oh,
Yeah.
You know, and that's that was a tough scene to shoot because
Mhm.
one, it was heavy emotionally when he did that to Rachel. But that was like that was the first shot of the day of the movie. That was the
Hey, y'all
first shot.
started.
We started off like
They
that.
said, let's get it out the way
Yeah,
now.
Hey, get the hard shit out the way. I
Let's just
like
get
when
it.
that happens on set. I want to get my
Yeah.
hard shit out the way
Yeah,
and then cruise the rest of the
yeah,
time.
exactly. Let's get it out the way. I was like,
Yeah, dog.
okay, all right. But I would say definitely the shot, and I went to town, and I think another heavy film, another one that almost, and the thing is weird watching it because it does make me choke up a little bit, and it's strange to say because it's me watching it, but obviously when I'm able to bury my wife myself, and we're having that moment, and that's just a moment of you know, it's a hard moment. And then that you can just the theater is just so quiet, and then the music plays over the score, and it's just like, oh gosh, it's so sad, man. It's so sad, but it's I mean, there's a lot of good pieces, but those are the hollering one would definitely be the one I'm putting the thing from Banshee together and turn
Yeah,
around, blow them up to pieces. That's definitely the
Yeah.
moment right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about you,
Yeah.
Jason?
You know, pretty much everything that he said, including, I'd say, I love it when he hits one of the Nates over the head.
Yeah,
He's like
yeah.
he's jumping Jehoshaphat.
Yeah.
Like the dialogue in here is just great.
Oh, he hit him with a shovel.
Yeah.
He hit him with a shovel. Yeah.
And you have very little dialogue. That's the
Mhm.
crazy thing about it. You don't have a lot of dialogue. So you carry this really through your actions and emotions, and that is beauty. I love seeing that. Let's see what else. The moment about Rachel, they did Rachel dirty, and then all the damn duffel bags that were popping out the.
Yeah.
Essex, what about you?
I would agree with everything y'all said. I would add to it, first of all, and it's because I know Roy personally, and just as actors, and just from the things that I know that we both probably consider important. The face you made when your wife is killed by the bandits or whatever. And I was like, look at my dog is acting his
Yeah.
ass off. And you just,
Yeah.
because I felt it, and I was like, that's what we do this for.
Mhm.
So I was like hollering at the screen, like, look at my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
one. Shout out to you for that, man, because that was a
Thank
great
you, man.
scene. And then, of course, the action. You brought up Django earlier, Jason, when he goes to town and blows their ass to smithereens. And I'm just like, yeah.
It's such a beautiful film. It really
Great.
is.
It is a great.
This has got to be a good. I'm trying to figure out the words here, but for you, your acting coach, the gentleman that you were talking about earlier,
Dennis.
like
Yeah.
he's got to be able to sit back and watch this and just say, if I don't do anything else, this is.
Yeah.
This is success right here. This is my lineage. This is because and the film is talking about generations. Like, this is I've done well with this young man here because that was great acting, man.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. This is your calling card, brother, and you deserve everything that you get, from this. So again, congratulations.
Thank you,
man.
man. I appreciate
Hey,
that.
man, we appreciate your time, bro. Love the film. Congratulations on all your success. Tell the people where they can follow you and follow the film, because I'm sure once it becomes readily available to the public, they're going to want to see this. Trust me. Y'all definitely want to see this. And follow this brother and follow the film page so that if the festival near you, where they're going to be, you'll know about it and you can keep in touch with my brother. Go ahead and give them all the pages, bro.
Yeah, first on IG, on Instagram, you can follow the film on at the Lord of All Future Space and Time. It's spelled out in its entirety. You can follow me at I am Roy Williams Jr. Hey, please follow me. I've been trying to step my social game up. I've been posting like a mother, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've been trying
you and us all. We're all in the struggle together. Like and subscribe, God damn it.
Yeah,
Like-
Yo,
yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, man, I need to step my follower game up. No, but at I am Roy Williams Jr. at the Lord of All Future Space and Time, and y'all follow my man Chris Russell, Chris Paul Russell. I'm not sure what his IG is, but he's tagged him some of the photos on the Lord of All Future Space and Time, and some of the photos of mine. Definitely follow him because I know he has some things coming very soon, coming into the new year. So you might want to keep an eye out on him for sure.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for hollering with us tonight. You know, I just folks.
Holla, holla, holla.
Holla.
This has been Hollering at the Shorties with Hollering at the Screen. We appreciate you, Roy Williams, and we'll see you in something else. I'm sure this will not be our last interview, brother.
No. Hey, I got some stuff coming out next year. Y'all keep an eye out. And I just can't say nothing about it, but y'all keep an eye out.
Gotcha.
Sure.